Okay, good morning, everyone. Don Carson up here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, with my wife Nancy sitting next to me. We're here to share with you our thoughts on this Saturday morning. Always exciting to get asked to do this. Chris called me yesterday. We were chatting about some other things, and he asked if we'd be up for doing that today, and we thought, wow, that was absolutely excited to. Considering we just came off a conference, and there's just so much excitement building with the company. It's an easy day to be able to put our thoughts together on really what's getting us excited about the future after our event that we just all attended, those of you that were able to make it in Orlando. Today is an interesting day for Nancy and I because, we're kind of in the next phase of our journey with Valentus because we've, been able to sell one of our companies just recently. And that's freeing up a little bit more of our time. Those of you that know our journey, we're true entrepreneurs. We are traditional business people before we're network marketers. And we've become professional network marketers out of love for the industry, out of respect for the people that we've been able to meet in this company, and also for the vision of where this can take so many people. So we thought today what we would like to do is have a conversation with you folks, all of you, from our heart about what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And really, ultimately, you all on this call, and those of you that listen to this call after, if you are part of our Valentus journey as a company, as an individual, as a member of a team, you're an entrepreneur, and you may not understand that. You may not really understand that you're an entrepreneur, that you think you're just a representative, that you're an independent representative or a distributor or whatever term you want to use for your involvement in this company. The facts are you're an entrepreneur. And being an entrepreneur comes with a lot of responsibility, but, I'm going to age myself here, but I think there was back in the day, an actor used to say, to the moon, Alice. That's what an entrepreneur has to think like. They've got to think like I'm scared, but I'm excited. And once you understand that it's not about being lucky, it's about the willingness to do what it takes, you'll truly exceed your expectations in this adventure. And the fact is most people don't know what it takes. And they also don't know about the real joy and obligation you have and task, which is to motivate people. It's not about the dollars and cents that are going to show up in your pocket tomorrow. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Your job, your role, your involvement in this opportunity is to help others dream again. Now, they'll follow you if you can show them vision. And I think the best example of that for all of us as entrepreneurs in our Valentus journey is the vision of the CEO, Dave Jordan, and what that vision has done for so many already in this short 5-year journey. The lives that's changed. The folks that had never been in this industry before, who had never had a business in their lives, who are now making money beyond their dreams. Some folks making money in a month that they used to make in a year. Some folks making money in, a quarter or a year that they only imagined they could make in 2 or 3 years. It's incredible what vision can do for people and motivate others. I think that's one of the key things for me to discuss with you right now as we lead into this call, is that vision is the most important thing for you to have in yourself. And as I go through the call today with my wife and we talk a little bit about the next sort of area of what an entrepreneur is looking for, what it's going to take, and the goals that we all set for ourselves, which is freedom, it's going to ultimately come back to you looking in the mirror. And what do you see? And you have to have that conversation with yourself often before you go to bed so that you wake up in the morning with a fresh thought in your mind, not one that you went to bed with that you just knew you couldn't get out of your brain. Vision. What's your vision? Who do you want to help? And who will follow you if your vision is sincere, honest, and definitely on task? Now, freedom is obviously a word that an entrepreneur obviously often starts thinking of very early. They want to have freedom. And what that freedom means to them can, of course, be a number of different things, but obviously It's that ability to control one's future, the ability to control who you want to talk to, the ability to set goals, to be your own boss, or whatever that means to you. But, ultimately, what does it really mean to have freedom? And I believe that, Nancy's thoughts around that are really important, because it kind of covers why we work so well together and some of the things we've done to get to this point, and now to free up our time even further to put more effort into our team of people around the world and our efforts to help them dream again. So, Nancy, your thoughts around that important word, freedom, as an entrepreneur?
Well, thanks, Don. Freedom has meant so many things to me, and it's actually evolved into something really quite incredible, because I learn more and more every single day of what freedom means. Freedom, at first for me, I used to say to Don, I don't get excited about the money the way that you get excited about the money, but ultimately money equals freedom. And it's sometimes hard for you to realize that. And I love this line when they say money is only important as oxygen. It's only important when you don't have any, right? So what money does, or what residual income does, is it creates freedom in a way that you couldn't even imagine. And there's so many of us that have gone straight from school to a job, and we trade our time for security. And I just think that, honestly, this industry could create a whole new environment for people, especially women. I just feel like there's so many of us that work our entire lives, and Dawn and I have said so many times to each other, our children are just visiting. You get them for 18, maybe 20 years. And I know that when you first have them, 18 or 20 years might seem like a really long time, but it's not. It's going to be a blink of an eye, and your kids are going to be gone. And if you spend the entire 18 or 20 years of their entire youth trading your time for security and teaching them how to have a job, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But is that freedom? Is that getting to do what you want to do with them? Is that doing what you really want to do? I think time freedom really is essential for parents. I think it's that somewhere, some way, we've gotten lost along the way, and it just feels like debt has turned us into slaves, and all we do is work for security. And time freedom is this glorious place that so many of us can't even imagine, where you get to get up without an alarm clock. It's like that commercial that they do on TV, and the girl wakes up and she's on a boat, and she's floating on the ocean. And that was what her vision of time freedom was to sail around the world with her husband. And they could do it because they won the lottery. The lottery is a once in a million thing. What if you could change and do what you do from wherever you do it from, and you could create residual income? That is time freedom. You can be on the beach. This summer, Dawn and I spent our time at our lake house, and yes, we were on our phones, and yes, we were spending a lot of time doing calls, and our kids did say, you're a little distracted, but we were only a little distracted and present. We were not sitting at a desk far, far away where they just get to see us at a certain time of the day, where we maybe get to have a meal together, and then everybody goes off onto their activities. I just think this is a better way. We are living in the present. We are having these moments. This has allowed us more time freedom than we've ever been able to transition in our traditional jobs. We have traditional businesses, and we went into that with an entrepreneurial spirit. But what we didn't realize is when you own a business, you're the first one there and the last one to leave, and you are the one that gets owned by that business. What you essentially have done is you've bought a risk. And I looked up entrepreneur, and I was saying to Dawn, in the dictionary it says entrepreneur is a person who organizes and operates a business taking on greater than normal financial risks in order to do so. That's not what we're doing here. So we're entrepreneurs, and we have an entrepreneurial spirit. But for the low price of $20, which is the price of a pizza, you can do life-changing things with that. And I just think that time freedom, ultimately, if you can draw a picture for somebody and show them what time freedom can really mean to them, that it's going to be a game changer for everybody to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, with who you want to do it with. And for right now, we have to do what we have to do until we can do what we want to do. And so that is ultimately the picture that we're trying to draw for everybody here, that the big thing that everybody, that like, we are a solution-based company, and we always say we got to find what people need. They need more time, they need more money, they need better health. But the utopia, the place where we want everybody to get to, is time freedom, where you don't have to trade your time. Look at Jen Melendez. She's traveling all over with her husband right now. That's true time freedom. And she's building her business from wherever she is right now, on a beach, in all these amazing places, doing something that she couldn't do. When she was nursing, she wasn't doing that. She, I'm sure, couldn't even imagine what that would be like. So I just want to draw that picture for everybody of the true ultimate goal here for everyone is time freedom.
Wow, I love that line, Nancy. What we have to do so we can do it with.
Do what you have to do.
Do what you have to do.
Until you can do what you want to do.
Till you can do what you want to do. Isn't that incredible? That's so good. You know what that really leads to? Purpose. As an entrepreneur, it's all about purpose. What is your purpose? What is it that you're going to do with the task that you've taken on here? I mean, we've heard the term, I need to find out what my why is, but have you ever thought about it as a purpose? You know, the feeling to do whatever it takes to get to where you want to get to. I mean, do you truly believe, and this is the entrepreneurial spirit, true and true for everybody on this phone and for everyone that listen after, do you believe in your heart that you're in the right place at the right time? If you do, then let's continue this entrepreneurial journey. Are you willing to do what it's going to take to support the company as it goes through its entrepreneurial growth, its ability to transition into the next phase of where this company can take us? Are you willing to help them? Are you willing to help support out? Are you willing to take some of that pressure off to help this grow? I mean, as we see what this company is doing from a momentum standpoint, we're all in this business together. That's an entrepreneurial spirit, different than an owner and an employee. We're not an employee. We're entrepreneurs, part of an incredible company that's exploding. So we have as much responsibility to help this company get to the next level as the owner and the team at corporate have. That is purpose. My purpose is to help Dave, Chris, the team do whatever it takes to hit the goals that we all can reach. I mean, in behind the scenes, there are so many incredible partners that are working for this company in behind as Valentus representatives. Each and every one, John, Rick, the rest of the team, Peggy, we're all there, and we have purpose because we are entrepreneurs. The flexibility that this effort will give us all is where the joy will come from. You know, that Billy, as Nancy said, to have that time freedom down the road. I mean, but having that ability to decide who you want to work with is so key. And as I think about this whole concept of, you know, being an entrepreneur, I have a question for all of you. I really do. Is this all about getting rich quick? Or is this about being rich forever? And what does that mean to you? Think about that. Being rich forever. Is it about money? Is that all it is, to be rich? What does it mean to you? Well, for me, I think the richest feeling I have is the relationships and the experiences that I've been having over the last 4 years. The relationships that have blossomed from the places I never even imagined. The relationships of caring that have come to my wife and I and our family and our daughter and our son from parts of the world that we have not even been at yet. And as I started this call today and I heard people saying where they were from, the voices I heard, I could see their faces. That's an incredible experience, to be online on my phone and know who said where they were from. And I had not met those folks 4 years ago. It's an incredible ability. I feel rich as a result of that. Do you? You all have to ask yourself that question about money. And is it important to you, or is it the relationship that you're going to experience as a result of the freedom that's going to come from being an entrepreneur? I mean, our message today is to say gosh, when I was a kid, think about it. I mean, I used to go, my dad would give me a little bit of money. I'd go to McDonald's, and I thought I was the richest kid in the world. I'd ride my bike there. I'd go get a couple of burgers and a thing of French fries and come home with a bag of burgers, and I was the rich kid on the block, right? Today, going to McDonald's isn't rich to me. Today, experiencing food that I couldn't experience as a kid makes me feel rich beyond belief. The ability to travel to wherever this company tends to go and experience those relationships around the world is the incredible richness that I have in this business that I wouldn't trade for anything. Once we understand, each and every one of us, the gift we have as a network marketing professional, you'll never turn back. You'll never let anybody take you off this path. I mean, I look at where we are today, folks. We're all helping others explore their own dreams, but ultimately the experiences that we are experiencing together are just magical. I mean, time freedom versus money is sure it all works together, but after you get to that point where you're ready to move forward as an entrepreneur inside this company forever, you're rich beyond belief. You're rich in life. It's not getting rich. It's truly being rich forever. And as I look at that, I ask myself a number of different things about being rich. And what does that mean to, some people on this phone and some of our most incredible leaders in this company? You know what it is? They're genuine beyond belief. They're giving all the time. Their time. Dr. Chi, the amount of Zoom calls or things that he'll do for everybody, he's genuine. That's a rich feeling. I know his cup is full, just as mine has been full when people have reached out to myself or my wife Nancy or anybody else that I've come across, and the word thank you comes out. It's richness. It's more than money. And when you understand that, each and every one of us, that we've got this ability to move forward, this proverb kind of makes sense. There's, those who pretend to be rich but have nothing, and then there's another that pretends to be poor but has great wealth. It's not about the money. It's about ultimately your generosity in your time and your ability to help others reach their goals, their dreams. Just last week on our team call, we had one of our diamonds step up and do an opportunity Zoom and a training, Blair Arn, and he did a fantastic job. And a year ago, no way in the world would he have done that. But he has just blossomed as a leader. And I think about where each and every one of you have as a responsibility. It's amazing. We're helping so many people rise up. You get to choose how you spend your time, folks. You get to do that in network marketing because that's what network marketing allows us to do, to be rich well beyond the money. It's within all of us. Every one of us have that ability. The financial wealthy people, go out there, and this is what's scary about this thought I'm going to share with you right now. There's people that are rich beyond belief that are going to see somebody that rode their bike to work and talk to them about what it needs to be happy again. There's people out there that have all the money in the world that are talking to therapists and instructors and going to yoga class, which is a great skill set, the yoga. But the yoga instructor is helping that person get back inside themselves. That's what we all have to do. We got to realize our purpose. We got to realize what we have here as a gift to the world. And it's not about the money that's going to make us wealthy. It's about what we're going to see in the mirror when we look at it. I know myself, I beat myself often, and I do some things often that I forget, I really regret. And I've had friends say to me, why did you do that, and get mad at me and do whatever? And you know what? Then you've got to go back to yourself, look inside and say, okay, how can I fix that? How can I make myself not do that again? Well, it comes down to the mirror. The ability to look in the mirror and love what you see. Because there's so many of us that go to bed at night and see ourselves when they're brushing our teeth or whatever, nightly tasks you do, and you hate who you see. And you wake up in the morning with hate rather than love. I mean, here's my task for all of you today on this call in our last 10 minutes. I want you all to think about what you see in the mirror. I want you to think about body image as being something that means nothing to anybody else but yourself. It's so important for you to understand that self-esteem is driven by what you see and what you feel about what you see. No one in the world is perfect. No one in the world, is you. You're special. No one can change what you see besides you. You get to make that decision to change who you are. You've got to eat well. You've got to exercise. You've got to get more sleep. You've got to be kind to yourself for you to help others. It starts with us. Every one of us must create a journey inside ourselves so that the inner self can go out there and we can help others. Until you feel that you can look in the mirror and love what you see, how do you expect to inspire the world? How do you expect to pick people up and move them along and let them dream if you don't even know what a dream is inside your heart? You've got to confront the world, every one of us. Each and every one of us have to look in the mirror tonight and say these words: I love you, and I'm rich in life. That's the message I wanted to share with you all today, that we do have an incredible entrepreneurial spirit, whatever that means to you. Once you understand it, it all comes back to you. The self-love that you have for yourself is how you're going to build this business. People will see in you the purpose that you bring out and the vision that you share, and if they don't believe you're sincere in your words and the message and the tonality of what you say, it's not going to work. Your business will fail, but it didn't fail because of the business. It failed because you weren't able to bring out of you who you are to the world. Let's find out who we are. Let's start looking at who we are, take inventory of who we are. Let's figure out what our strengths are. Let's figure out what our flaws are. And let's get very comfortable at being vulnerable. That's what Valentus leaders are doing. They're doing lives. They're vulnerable. It wasn't easy the first time. They're treating themselves with compassion and respect and dignity, and that's running out of them in so much that people will follow them to the end of the world. You're not perfect, everyone on this call. You're amazing. That's what you need to start telling yourselves. I mean, folks, you got to forgive others so they can learn to love themselves. And those of you that are holding grudges against people have to start looking in the mirror and realizing that, you know what? Shit happens. Sometimes everybody's got to grow up. And it comes down to one thing, once again. You got to find that entrepreneurial spirit. The world needs us. The world needs what we have. The world needs the gift that we have, which is this incredible company and opportunity. But I'll tell you right now, what Valentus needs is a team of people that are entrepreneurs all together for one mission and vision, to go out and change the world and help people dream again, not to be an employee. We're not employees. We're entrepreneurs. We've got to take hold of any challenges the company has and make it part of our own. We need to deflect from the company anything that they're doing that is going in a direction not as fast as you might want or maybe faster than you might like, and help them understand by you deflecting that back to yourself so you know that this is your business to make grow. Take ownership, because I can tell you have an owner in Dave Jordan that is a distributor's owner. So we all, as distributors, as entrepreneurs, have to understand that we're in this together. So that's the mission. That's our voice. Ultimately, if we can do that together, the vision that Dave has set out from the beginning will allow us all to have the freedom to be able to take advantage of what this can offer us, to show the world our purpose and what it is we want to get out of it, be flexible in everything we want so we can create the money and richness that we all can strive to offer people and be rich forever. That's the message for this Saturday. And, you know, my wife is sitting next to me, and I'll throw the phone earbuds back on her for a second for some final thoughts. But this was fun to share with all of you, because as we just moved, we had three companies. We just sold one of them. It's all about us being able to have more freedom, to have more flexibility, to be able to go out there and share the purpose that we have, which is Dave's vision, which is our vision now. Because we look in the mirror. Not only do I get to sleep next to this beautiful woman for the last 22 years and know what I have and just the gift of that relationship, we do this together, and it's so fun to be able to find that purpose together in this journey. Nancy, your final thoughts. I'll throw the earbuds your way.
Hey, everyone. I don't know if anyone could hear the passion in my husband's voice today. I think it's the new coffee. That dynamite is dynamite. We are 2 days in now on the coffee, and I got to say, just from a personal standpoint, I really like the product. I think it's really incredible, and I'm super stoked about what it's going to do for everybody. I love the side effects of having that thirsty all the time again, and all of the other things that have been coming along the pipeline with it. And I've been hearing nothing but great things. I've been talking to Hupke and support and everybody there. And I just want to say today a big thank you. Like, we have done some incredible growth, and I know some people on the call might be frustrated with little hiccups. And I got to tell you, from somebody that's a traditional business owner, hiccups are something you deal with all the time when you own a business. But know that they are doing absolutely everything they can to fix it as quickly as they can. And it's just a hiccup. It's just a hiccup. It's not even going to be a blip on the screen 5 years from now when we are all sitting on a beach doing what we want to do, when we want to do, with who we want to do it with. And you just got to be big picture. You got to be big vision, and you got to see what's coming down the pipeline. And thank you to everybody at corporate for everything that you do, because we know that this growth is incredible and the momentum is unbelievable. And so we're just riding the wave, and we're just happy to be here and doing it all with you.
Okay, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to sign off and have a great rest of your week. And take care, everyone. Bye-bye.